Welcome back to redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey, and today's special 5-part series for Red Heart, what we have going on is 5 different unique stitches. Now all of these exist within one particular project, and it's called the Holiday Cables Throw, and it's a free pattern. I'll provide the link for the more information of that. So why did I do 5 videos instead of 1? The reality is that all of 5 of these stitches can be used independently each other. So as we go throughout the series, you're going to be able to learn the specific stitch that you have. So today's tutorial series, we're going to be learning the front ridge, we're going to be learning cables, arrow stitch, the woven stitch, as well as the Celtic weave. Now the Celtic weave is what caught my attention on this Afghan in the beginning, and from that I've been able to learn. In actual reality, I've been running the Crochet Crowd for 6 years and I'm still learning new stitches. So when we come back, we're going to start off with our For the first of 5 videos, we are going to explore the front ridge stitch. Now the front ridges allows it to have a textured look, and it comes raised off of your Afghan. So no matter where you use it, for example, it's being used here on either side of the cabling to provide a really 3-dimensional look. You can see it on either side of the arrows just like you see, and you can put it anywhere in order to create a really nice division. So without further ado, let's take you through what you need to do for this particular stitch. Today's tutorial, I'm going to be using Red Heart Boutique Midnight. You can see that the colors will be transitioning as we are going along. So let's explore the front ridge pattern, and the front ridge pattern does not really require you to have any sets. It can be used at any time, so you don't have to have a divisible number because it can be used at any time. So I'm just going to start off, and we're going to begin our first row. It consists of 2 rows in order to create that ridge. So to begin the ridge, what we have to do for the first row, and we have to be conscientious on what side that we're doing it, because the ridge will only appear on one side. So let's begin. We're going to just chain up 1, and we're going to go into the front loop only. Okay, so there's always 2 loops on your crochet, just like so. We're only going to come into the front one, and we're going to slip stitch. That's kind of odd, isn't it? So we're just going to pull through and through. What we're going to do is that we're just going to slip stitch in every one of the stitches going across. Now here's the thing, if you have very tight tension, you're going to want to be conscientious that you're going to pull a little bit of extra slack, because a lot of people when they do slip stitches is that they make it really tight. So you can see I'm just kind of being relaxed with it in order to create a really uniform look. So if your work starts to buckle in like a horseshoe, you know that your slip stitching is a little too tight. So just continue to go along your row doing the front loops only and your slip stitching. When you get to the other side, you're simply just going to slip stitch right into the very last stitch. Okay, it's still continuing on the front loop like this. So what's going to happen is that the slip stitch is going to be looking like it's facing you, which it is, and so when you turn it around it's going to look like it's facing away, and that's right. So let's begin. We're going to do row number 2, and this is what's going to create the ridge, and the ridge is going to be on the side that you started the slip stitch on. So if you're ever working on a pattern and you want this, you need to make sure that if your Afghan is double-sided or one-sided, you need to make sure that the ridge is going to appear on the side that you want. So you need to start your slip stitch on the side that you want. Let's turn our work, and we're going to chain 1, and this time see these ridges down here, or these strings, these are the back loops of the last row that you just went through. Okay, so what we want to do is that we want to use those to begin to do our stitches. So essentially what we have to just do is just simply come on down right there and behind, and we're going to single crochet. And what this is going to do is that once you get that first one, they pretty well all just line up so you can actually see them, is that it's going to create a beautiful ridge right before your very eyes on the other side of this project. So let me just do a few more. So I'm just continuing to just single crochet along that row. So essentially I've just gone back and I've done the last row once again, and it's creating the lifting effect on the other side. So as you can see, it doesn't really matter, because there's no repetitive pattern with this kind of stitch, is that if you want a ridge at any time, that would be how you would do it. You just do single slip stitch across, and then come back, and then just single crochet along the side. Now you don't have to single crochet, you could double crochet or half double or treble, as long as that you use that back loop. once you get to the other side, just turn it and you'll see that you now have a raised lip. So you can do that at any time, and that would be how you would do the front ridge pattern. If you're enjoying today's series, remember that there is 5 tutorials with this series, and be sure to look for the next one to continue your education. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of redheart.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. We'll see you.